Hello, welcome to PokéBoys. We're on the what do they call it these days? The penultimate
This is
episode.
the penultimate episode. This is what all the kids are saying, guys.
Yeah.
The cool
Second to
kids,
last
at least.
episode. We are on leg 4. So we took on our final 2 gyms of the
Leg 4, episode
playthrough.
5.
That's right. Um so we got a lot to talk about. A lot of things happened for me. Though I will be honest and say, so we record like every other week just about. And I was so excited after last week's episode that I like blew through this leg in like a week. So it's it's been about a week since I played. Um,
Yeah,
but I do
it's
remember
been
some
it's
fun
been
things
it's been a
happening.
minute here.
How did your leg go?
Honestly, like there wasn't a ton that I did,
Hmm.
but in that little amounts, there were devastating events.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm happy where my team is now, but there were tears that were shed.
Oh,
There
that
were definitely I had the what was the big one that I lost early on the season? What mon was it?
Elekid?
No, I lost Elkid real early.
Oh, Lycanroc?
Yeah, there's definitely like in rock moments in this leg.
Not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You definitely don't like to see that.
You don't
Similarly,
like
I
in
didn't
rock to see
really
it.
do too much outside of my 2 gyms. I just explored and looked for encounters, but I didn't really get many. Um, but yeah, let's just we'll just get right into it. Let's do our team recap. Who did you
Oh god.
start this leg with?
Let me tell you in a second here cuz I don't remember.
All right,
You go
I'll
first.
hit you up with mine. So we ended leg 3 with Seal the Togepi, Dong the Bronzong, Blades the Scyther, Van Winkle the Krygonal,
I
Keegan the
forgot his name was
Klefki.
Van Winkle.
That's right. Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Van Winkle. And Destiny the Slow King.
Mm. Okay, I ended last episode with a pretty stacked team. We have Iroh the Garchomp. I had Cabbages the Garbodor, Aang the Scrafty, Azula the Thievel, the Boulder the Marowak, and I don't have my Lucario's name written down, but I'm going to pull it up right now very quickly.
Man, you do have a
And my
stacked team.
Lucario Kiyoshi.
That's a team.
Stack team, and if you've been following, you can see that my team did not start this way, and it was just last episode that I was able to acquire a pretty good lineup of mine because my history
Bro,
with
you've had a pretty sweet team the whole time. You've had some deaths, but I mean, even episode 1, you had
that's true. My team early on had good potential. I think it was Elekid, I had Rockruff, I had Pancham, and then I had someone else. But you're right. It's been
Incineroar.
pretty stacked. I had Incineroar for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get the elephant out of the room. Okay.
Okay.
I raised Togepi to like mid 60s.
Has it still not
It did not
evolved?
evolve. It did not evolve. I
Hey,
literally
Mike,
have
you know
no
what?
idea.
Just slap an Eviolite on him and he will be the
I'm gonna
strongest Pokemon that you've ever
I'm gonna have the strongest Togepi in existence. But yeah, so I benched Togepi. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I could not go any longer without it evolving, and it made me so sad because I was really looking
I mean,
forward to having
Togekiss is
Togekiss.
great, dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll start out here, my journey to Moss Deep City.
Oh yeah, you're the Waterlands here now.
Yeah.
You're in the water routes.
Who is it? Is Kevin Costner in Waterworld? Anyways, yeah, so not much actually happened. I just like I said, I was kind of over leveled at the or at the end of
Mm,
last leg. So I wanted to avoid as many trainer battles as possible because I didn't
yeah.
want to over level myself. So I did that, but I still, tried to find some encounters on the way to Moss Deep. On Route 113, I caught a Grumpig and I named it Babe. Route
Ooh.
114, I caught a Frost Moth and I named it Mothra after
Bro,
my.
Frostmoth is just following you everywhere.
I know. My Snom died earlier in the playthrough, but since it's not a
Snom
Snom,
Recarnate.
yeah. And shout out to anyone who ever watched my this gym of mine. I had a Frost Moth named Mothra, and it was amazing. I loved it.
Hell yeah.
Slateport City, I caught a scissor named him Edward after Edward Scissorhands. Come on,
Classic. Nice,
come on.
nice.
Route 118, I didn't find anything except for a Mantine as a mulligan option. Route 123, I didn't catch anything, but there were braviaries falling out of the trees or something. So another mulligan option there. On Route 122, I caught a Frostlass.
They say,
And
I caught a Frostmoth.
yeah. Dude, they do like in Petalburg Woods, I run into a decent amount of double battle wild encounters there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them double frost moths. But yeah,
Tell you,
caught a
man.
frost
Never
last,
let you
named
live it
it
down.
Elsa. Yeah, exactly. But Elsa from season 1, the frost moth or frost last. Back on the roster here. Because after I caught Frostlass, I was like, all right, this was the point where I was like, Seal, I'm sorry, dude. I tried to
Oh
hang on as long as
man.
possible,
The
but I
kiss
got
from
a
a
pinch.
rose.
Yep. But don't worry, because I don't think Elsa lasted very long.
Oh,
We'll
no.
tease that. But yeah, then I made it
Oh
to Moss
man.
Deep City, and that was my journey to my first gym. How was your adventure to where'd you go? Mauville?
My
Dewford?
Duford and Rustboro were my final two. Your beginning two and my beginning two. We have now
We
flipped
switched.
and we are
Yep.
doing the opposites. Yeah, so I ended in Mauville. So and I had already like explored down that way a little bit, but just make my way down towards Slateport and heading my way through those water routes to Duford. On Route 110, I got an encounter and I ran into a Dragalge, poison and dragon type. So awesome potential.
Nice.
As we said before, levels kind of scale. So I think he was like in the 60s already, like the 50s or 60s. So I was like,
Oh,
dope.
nice.
Let's put him on the team. Let's put him in the box. I didn't put him on the team just yet. Uh, I did all the beaches. I went through Slateport, and there wasn't anything really there. Like when this game kind of has all of the narrative taken out of it, some of the store and some of the cities kind of become irrelevant. Kind of like
Mhm.
Slateport. Slateport is a place where you can do Pokemon contests and you can do like some of the narrative. And they have like the outdoor like mart kind of things, and there was nothing there that was
Yeah.
any significance.
Spent a lot of money buying vitamins for Seal to make him happier, and didn't really work out.
The Togepi is good. It's gonna be a meme now. Anytime you get a Togepi on your team, I'm like, is it gonna evolve? You're gonna have like PTSD flashbacks of like,
Yeah.
is he actually going to evolve?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved past Lakeport, went onto the beach. Lots of double battles on the beach, which is nerve wracking. I nearly lost my Marowak to a Gyarados, but my
Oh.
Marowak is a tank. It took a waterfall from a Gyarados and still lived. Granted, lived on red, and I was like, nope, let me get out of here. Let me not do
Oh,
this.
dang.
But I battled all of the I was probably like on par with the gym last time. I was either on par or just a little bit under level. So I
Mhm.
was just doing all the battles I could. I did all the battles on the beach, and then I went inside the beach shack and did all the battles there. Because if you do that, you can buy soda pops, and the soda pops are
Oh.
a little bit more expensive than potions, I think, or if not the same price, but they heal for more. So soda pops are significantly better than
Oh,
potions, and they're
nice.
better for your price too. So did that, continued down to Route 109, which is just south of Slateport and the Slateport Beach. Really couldn't find anything there. Went into the abandoned ship to see if I can find something, find some cool items. I almost lost my Lucario to a surfing Golduck. So again, little heart palpitations as I'm running through here. And at that point, I was like,
Oh, no.
I just got to get out. And if you've been to the abandoned ship, there's a lot of trainers. So I was trying to duck
Mhm.
and weave through all the trainers that were in there so I can get out unscathed. Because Water types just mess up my team. So much of my team is weak to water, and I have nothing for water types at the moment either.
Oh,
So it was just like anytime I ran into a water type, it was like red flag, get out of there as soon as you can, and just avoid if all possible. Uh, Continuing throughout 108, nothing on there, nothing on Route 107. There was some potential, more mulligan potential. I ran into Colossal, which I was like, okay, that's
oh,
we're
nice.
starting coming down to the wire of our last two mulligans. I haven't caught my seventh. Oh no, we haven't done seventh yet. But yeah, so Colossal was one of them on the board, which cool. I'm down for that. Colossal is a little frail, being 4 times weak to water, but he does get steam compaction, which I think raises defense.
I've always wanted to use one of those. I think it looks so cool.
Oh, I used the Colossal in my first Sword and Shield playthrough. I love Colossal. Colossal is so cool.
Nice.
Landed in Dewford, but I did a little bit of, exploring the routes around the perimeter in the cave to see if there's any potential catches there before I actually went and tackled the gym.
Mhm.
Tried surfing in Dewford, nothing but Whalmer. Literally just there's whales galore in this because I couldn't catch anything besides Whalmer. I went
At
to
least
Dewford.
it makes sense. Mine was all Pikachus.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
bunch of
why are there just
drowning
Pikachu?
Pikachus
Yeah.
around you. You didn't know that Pikachu is actually aquatic. They have gills and they're
Right,
cheek
and
pouches.
Alolan Raichu has a surfboard tail, so,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it
exactly.
makes
So
sense.
it's canon. It's canon. In Dewford Cave, I ran into again. I keep saying this every episode, but it's like I'm playing a Nuzlocke because there's usually only one Pokemon that I can catch in every one of these routes. So I ran into a Dugtrio. And I was like, okay,
Oh, okay.
cool. Dugtrio's fast. Dugtrio is a ground type, so I can't catch it. I named him Roku. So this is Roku, the Dugtrio. He was level
Nice.
37. I wasn't really gonna put him on the team because I already had a ground type, right? Yeah, I have Marowak and I have Garchomp on the team too, so I have 2
Mm,
ground types. So I didn't need any more water weakness than I already have. So for the time being, just box Duck Trio. He could just sit in there. He's fast, but again, incredibly weak. So weak to water. Let's see. What did I do? I think that was all that I did prior to going into the gym. Um, I think I went back because I didn't get my mulligan from the last gym, and I went
mhm.
back and caught Flapple. So I have a Flapple
Oh,
now on my
nice.
team. I named him Who the Flapple, Grass, Dragon type, and put him in the box because I got Lucario right now, and nothing's gonna dethrone
Right.
Lucario. Mega
Now,
Lucario, mind you, with the Mega Stone.
Appleton has 2 different, right?
Yeah, so
Or
Applin evolves into Appleton, which is the more defensive one, and then Flapple, which is the more offensive one. But I think they're both Grass and Dragon.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. Oh, and you caught a Flapple, you
Yep,
said.
and I caught a
Oh,
Flapple,
okay,
which is
okay.
cool. I love Flapple.
Nice.
Flapple's adorable. He, again, another 4 times weakness, being very, very weak against ice, and Flapple is very, very frail. He is the definition of a glass cannon because he is fast and he can hit hard, but man, that special defense, which is where he's weak against in ice types, not good. Not good. And mine was lower in special defense too. So he had a lowering special defense nature. So I was like, you know what, Flapple, let's just have you sit in the box right now. Let Lucario
Done.
and the main squad handle this. But that was all I did up
Nice.
to my gym battle. Mike, how was your gym number 7 tackling Moss Deep City? Liz
Well,
and Tate double battle.
double battle. Yeah, these gym trainers, dude, I tell you what, they're the ones taking all my
They're
Pokemon.
they're they're the secret gym leaders in this
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
was the same thing in Brawley's Dewford gym. The gym trainers were not messing around.
Yep. Elsa died in a double battle in the gym
Oh
trainer,
no.
so that was very short-lived.
Yeah.
Um, and I replaced Elsa with Wally Senior, my Gardevoir.
Mhm.
I was just thinking, like, why didn't I use Gallade, right? Because I already have
Yeah, don't you have both?
Psychic and Fairy
You
on
have a
my team.
Gardevoir and a Gallade, right?
Yeah, I do,
Yeah.
but Gallade would be
Oh, be a mulligan because it's
a
fighting.
mulligan. Yeah. And my
Ah.
mulligan now is Slowking, and I like having that water type to help me
Yeah,
with,
Jesus, I need water type.
fire, rock, or ground. So I went with Gardevoir, and I've never actually really used one. If I did, it
Mhm.
was like back, like
Way
way
back.
back in the day. So I don't recall. So put Wally Senior on the team, and then yeah, we just did work.
Didn't have any problem with Liz and Tate. The double battle curse
No,
didn't spread over to your side of the pond over here.
no, it actually worked out pretty well because they had Sandaconda, Galvantula,
Ooh, I love Sanaconda.
Breloom, Miltank, Electivire, and Gallade. So,
Oh, they had their
um,
own Glade. That's so
yeah.
funny.
So having Destiny on the team was very nice. To take on the Sandaconda and Breloom, because you know Dong is steel.
Right. We use that ground
Um,
type.
but yeah, and then
Does
Miltank,
your Bronzong have Levitate?
it no, it has hollow body.
Oh,
Um,
sad.
Electivire, that was nerve wracking. It hit hard, but I believe Dong tanked Electivire. Sorry, every time. Miltank,
Gives us
I
one
just
tanky dong.
utilized. Oh, jeez. I just used blades for Miltank because he knew vacuum
Mhm.
wave. So at least I had something to deal with that. But yeah, pretty simple. Wally Senior was only level 34. He was new to
Oh,
the
wow.
squad, pretty under leveled. So I didn't really use him much. But Keegan was level 57. Destiny was 56. Van Winkle was 55. Dong was 57. And Blades was 55. And I wasn't okay. I was higher. Sandaconda was 49. I think that was
Mm.
their lowest. And Miltank might have been the highest. I'm doing better at tracking their teams, but oftentimes I forget to mark down their levels until I'm like halfway through the battle. I'm like, ah, crap.
Yeah,
S
that happened to me with this like a little bit, and I kind of remembered what I did, but I was battling the 8th gym leader, and I was like, "Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to be writing this down."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Breloom and Electivire, I don't know what their levels were, but Miltank was level 54. So
Mm.
I was a little bit higher, not too much. Yeah, it went pretty well, except for Elsa.
Well, I'm glad yours went well, Mike, because
Oh no.
this is where the sadness begins. So you weren't kidding that the trainers would pose to be more of a threat than Brawly actually was, because they went in, and I was like, again, levels kind of on level. I was like, I'll battle all the trainers. Like, that's fine. I'll get level up. I think I had another Mon that was a little bit lower because I think Flapple wasn't as. Actually, I didn't have Flapple on the team at the moment. But I was like, I'll just battle all the gym trainers. That's fine.
Mhm.
Got into a confrontation with a gym trainer that had a Crabominable. And I was like, okay, dope. Crabominable. Send on my Lucario, fighting as strong against ice. It used Hammer Arm and it one shot my Lucario,
Oh no.
and it killed my Lucario in one hit. I was so
Oh,
sad because this is the gym I had to beat to use Mega Evolution. So I didn't even get a chance to evolve my Lucario. I
you know
was
what? That is sad, but a big part of me is like, thank goodness I don't have to worry about Lucario in our battle.
I was so excited to use Mega Lucario.
Yeah, that would be just a punch right to the nuts.
After that, I didn't even I tackled the gym because I was like, I need to find something else to replace this. I need to do something. I don't know where I caught this, but I caught a Lairon at some point,
Oh, nice.
and so I evolved him to Aggron. So he must have been one of my mulligans. Oh, he was my mulligan before this. I don't remember.
Mm.
Rock Steel. So I
Yeah, yeah.
leveled up to Aggron. So Aggron was one of my mulligan options. And then a while ago, like episode 3 or so, I had a Mudkip, and I leveled up my Mudkip to be a Swampert. So I have an Aggron and a Swampert as
Oh,
options for my mulligan.
nice.
But at this moment, I did decide to bring Flapple onto the team because again, I had such a huge water weakness. I sat here
Mhm.
at the box for a while deciding what mulligan I wanted to add on to the squad because I was like, oh, I'll just add Swampert. Swampert wasn't as high level. Swampert also would be fine with the water type because it's neutral to water, being water
Mhm.
and ground. But I was like, you know what? I'll bring Flapple on the team. Flapple at least completely resists water, and I just wanted to use a Flapple. So I added Flapple back onto the team. Flapple was replacing Lucario at the moment. I'm pretty sure at this moment we could use egg moves, so I went in to check if any of my Pokemon could. My Scrafty can learn Power Up Punch, so I did teach him Power Up Punch, which is super cool. Great,
Nice.
great, great TM
What's
to
it do
have.
exactly?
Power Punch is a physical fighting type move, and every time you use it, it gives you +1 attack.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
every time you use it, you get the +1 attack boost, which is really nice.
That is nice.
So after that, I went back into the gym, after I was a shell of a man destroyed from the Lucario, and continued my adventure battling the gym trainers in Dewford Gym. Ran into another trainer, had a Furo, sent out my Garbodor, Tanky Boy. He used a Brave Bird, killed my Garbodor. Garbodor also, I lost
No.
2 Pokemon in this gym and they weren't even to the gym leader. My tanky
No.
poison type cabbages that I've had since episode 2
Yeah, that's been a long
goes
stay on the
down.
team.
I did write like my own fault in here because he wasn't at full health, and I was like, oh,
Mm,
Garbodor can live a hit from a Furo, like a break, like that's fine. I'll send him out.
yeah.
He did not live a hit from the Furo,
How did you like
and
using Garbodor, though?
honestly, after this, love it. Love
Yeah?
using Garbodor. Trubbish evolves like relatively early. I think it's in like the 30s or so that he evolves. So it's not like incredibly late. Same with like the Grimer Muck line. It's like the
Mhm.
mid 30s or so. But he hit hard. He had such good defense. I mean, yeah, they're slow, but he's a tanky boy, so he's not going very fast
Yeah.
anyways. But he had Sludge Bomb. I had Stockpile on him, and I had all that. I had the Stockpile strat coming back in season 2, and it
Oh,
was not, it did not work. So I went back in again, leaving the gym a shell of a man, and I added June the Wheezing onto my team to replace. I needed another bulky poison type, and I added Wheezing onto the team. Now,
nice.
honestly, never really used a Wheezing before, so I was like, I'll take it because I have now fell in love with Wheezing, and if it dies, I will also be a shell of a man all over again. Also, just a fun little like facty, Garchomp does not learn Earthquake. The best ground type move that Garchomp gets is Dig. Isn't that's stupid? That's so dumb.
That is really dumb. Can it at least learn it, like, by
I think it
TM
can
or
live it by
just
TM,
but it
but
doesn't level up
it does not learn
learn?
Earthquake.
Wow.
The Land Shark does not learn Earthquake by level up. Dig is its best ground type move, and I was
Hmm,
like, this is tragic.
that is tragic.
So
How
yeah,
did your
going
battle with the actual gym leader go?
yeah, going into Brawly, not Broly. It's not Dragon Ball Z. This is Brawly. He led out with a level 49 Tentacruel. And I'm pretty sure I had my Garchomp or something out. Immediately was like, I'm out. I'm dipping out of here. Tentacruel didn't give me too much of a problem. He did a ton of switching in
Hmm,
this battle because his Tentacruel also knows Flip Turn. And if you don't know what Flip Turn is, it's similar to U-Turn, where except it's water type, where you go and do an attack, but you automatically get a switch out and can switch out back into something else. So he was doing that a lot. He had a level 51 Meganium, which wasn't too much of an issue. He had a level 50 Miltank, which just sending out Scrafty was fine
yeah.
with. Didn't have an issue with that. His ace was a level 54 Golurk. The biggest problem was the level 52 Infernape that he had on his team as
Ooh,
well. So sending out Garchomp to kind of deal with that. And then he had a level 53 Ariados. Not a lot of trouble there. The whole battle was fine. I didn't lose anybody. It was just a lot of like Tentacruel using Flip Turn and going out and sending out someone else. Send out Tentacruel.
yeah,
Tentacruel uses Flip Turn, send someone else, goes back in. I was like, bro, stop switching. But I
yeah.
eventually did beat Brawly, and I now have access to Mega Evolutions. And luckily, I still have a Mega on my team. I have Mega Garchomp. So I
Oh,
still can utilize Mega Evolution, even though
nice.
RIP, my Lucario is not with us anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tentacruel, another one of those Pokemon that I really wanna use someday.
I used a Toadscruel a little bit in my Scarlet and Violet
Oh, nice.
playthrough, and then I ended up boxing him for something else. I don't know.
Um, Random aside, you were recently a part of a gym draft. Is that
Oh,
what they're calling it?
yes. Yes, it was a gym
Um,
draft.
was the Super Pod Saga
Yep.
over there? I was going to be a part, but a super random gnarly lightning storm like took out my internet like
Like, at the
literally like an hour before we
worst
were
yeah, the
gonna go
worst
record.
possible time. It was like, "Oh, you're gonna record a podcast? Lightning
Yep.
storm."
Pachow. But I say that because the premise, we were going to pick a type
Mhm.
and then make a team of said type and then battle each other. One of my backup types was grass, and Toadscruel was going to be on the grass
Wow.
team if I got it. But yeah, I don't know why. I want to use Tentacruel. He just looks cool.
He's good, and Tentacruel and Toadscruel, they're both good Pokemon. Like, they're both bulky, they hit pretty hard too, so they're great, they're great. But yeah, the gym draft was awesome. We're definitely gonna do it again. The more people that we can get involved, we'll get the Super Pod Soccer community, we'll do show boys, we'll get a play along, get everyone
Yeah,
together and do like a
I
tourney or
love
like
it.
a tournament where we draft typings, then build teams, then do a tournament because it was so much fun.
You know what we should do? Um, so each podcast host, I know this has nothing to do with our actual episode, but okay. We're just brainstorming live.
Yep, here it
Uh,
is. Brainstorm
okay,
sesh.
each host is the gym leader, and then we get like one of our audience members or two to be like the gym
Mm.
trainers.
We each battle each other's gym.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be really cool. I ended up picking the because I guarantee this comes out way after that has already
Oh
happened.
yeah.
So it's you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine. But I went with the rock type, and this draft gave me a newfound love for Minior, the
Oh yeah,
little
yeah.
meteor Pokemon.
Mhm.
So good. You put Shell Smash on him, you give him the white herb, so he gets the boost from Shell Smash, but doesn't have the defense and special defense that lowers usually from Shell Smash. God, cannot say Shell Smash. Shell Smash. Because the white herb means that you don't lose any stat reductions when you're doing any kind of
Oh,
moves,
nice.
and he's fast and hits like a truck. So I fell in love with
Dang.
Minior here.
That's nuts. I would not have pegged you as a rock guy.
I
Like
know it was,
personally.
it was this draft playthrough. I having to have rock on my team. I was like, you know what? Let me try out some rock types. There's some
Nice.
pretty good rock types out there. Had a Garganackle on my team too. Garganackle's great.
Nice. Yeah, I'm super sad I missed it because I had this sweet bug team all planned out.
And
And
someone had Bug as their backup too. It was
mm,
interesting.
yeah, bug trainer Mike over here.
Bug trainer Mike. Well, Mike, how was your journey post Gym 7 on the way to Sutopolis? I mean, not much of a journey because you have like that one little route.
Yeah,
I guess you
pretty
could do like
much.
Pacific Lodge and those routes too. I don't know if you did that.
No, I did. Okay, so before Moss Deep, I did go into the Safari Zone, but I
Ooh,
didn't
nice.
catch anything.
Oh, well.
Um, but I went back after
Ooh.
Moss Deep, and I caught my seventh mulligan, uh, Palisand.
Oh, I love Palo-Sand.
Yeah.
Oh, yo,
Um,
ground type now. That's terrifying.
what made me like this Pokemon? Oh, I have a Sandy Guest on my team in an Ultra Sun playthrough I'm doing just on the side. And I was like, man, this is actually a really cool Pokemon. And I was like, hey, I have Ghost type. So ground would be
Grab
great,
grab him as
because
a
I don't have
mulligan.
anything that's super effective against fire.
Oh,
So
did you end up replacing Slowking then?
yeah. Sorry, Destiny,
Ooh.
gone. We added the Palisand on the team. So Sandy, welcome.
Hey.
Um, I caught a Metagross on Route 24 or 124. I named it Bruce. No reason really.
That's
I love
what
Metagross.
Metagross has wild catch rate. So it's crazy you caught one because Metagross has the same catch rate as like some legendary Pokemon. So that's
Dude,
crazy.
Metagross, we've talked about this quite a few times,
Shiny Metagross,
might be
baby.
like my sleeper favorite Pokemon. I just love Metagross so
Oh,
much.
and you have
Shiny
Steel and
Metagross is
Psychic. Of course, I was
amazing.
like, oh, that's a mulligan, but you have both
Yeah.
Steel and Psychic.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I'm not using Metagross though because I've used it in a bunch of other games. So that
Mhm.
was just a catch. Like I gotta get you, my boy. Come live in my
I gotta
box.
just catch you, and I'm gonna
Yep.
box you up, and
Yep.
then just know that you're here, and I'm
Be
thinking
my
about you.
prisoner.
Be my prison- Let me rip you out of your environment, your home, and put you
Yeah.
in my virtual box.
Yeah. And would not be proud.
And would
Um,
not be proud. He would be ashamed.
yeah. But I also caught Shedinja in the
Ooh.
Safari Zone. And I named it B, because it has the halo. So I was like, Queen Bee, Beyonce, let's go. Um,
We didn't. This game doesn't. No, this game doesn't have randomized ability, so it still has. What is Shedinja's Wonder Garden?
Probably.
Yeah.
Didn't check. At some point, because I'm looking at my team that I noted down for my final gym. At some point, Van Winkle died, and I don't remember
Oh.
where or how because I forgot to note that. But Rip Van Winkle, the Kraganol. I've loved this
Oh,
Pokemon.
I'm glad. I was just about to ask. So I was like, I've never touched
I've
Cryogonal
never
ever.
used it ever before, and dude, it was so good. Like it hit super hard. It had Snow Cloak, which I didn't really take
Ooh.
advantage of, but that ups your evasion and hail. It was holding Never Melt Ice, so we had the ice boost there, but it knew Slash, Ice Beam, Night Slash, and Freeze Dry. So I
What is
was
it
using
slashing with? It has no hands. It has no claws.
it would just spin around really fast and
Ah, I
slice
see.
you
I
with
see.
its icy
Deadly snowflakes.
snowflake. Yeah. Um, two slashes, regular
Yeah,
slash and a
night
night
slash
slash.
and regular slash.
Um, but I would use Van Winkle against water types because freeze dry
Oh
super
yeah,
effective
it's
against water
super effective against water.
and would always freeze you. So that was like my plan for our finale battle.
Oh
You
god,
don't
this is
have to
gonna
worry
be.
about it because
Oh
he's
yeah.
dead.
Oh, I guess he's dead now. So I'm good.
So that actually made me pretty sad. And I want the ice type on the team. So you know what that means? Mothra, the Frost
Mothra
Moth.
is back on the squad.
Welcome to the squad. Um,
Oh man.
and then I had to do some training because, I
Mhm,
added
mhm.
a Palisand, though it wasn't as underleveled as Wally Senior was because I caught it after the 7th gym in the Safari
So it's a
Zone.
little
So
bit
it
higher
was
level. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But Wally Senior needed some training because after or at the Moss Deep City gym battle, it was only level 34. So we had to
Oh
do some
wow.
mega training there.
Mega trading.
Mothra, I had to level up a bit, but I think it was, higher than Wally, but not on par with
Mm.
the team. So I just did a lot of grinding in the wild and got the team leveled up to where I thought it was going to be okay. But that's really all I did between Moss Deep and Pseudopolis. So, what about
Yeah.
you?
Mine is also really really quick. I didn't do much. I did catch another mulligan because I tried to go around and find some Route 106, which is just north of Dewford. I ran
Mhm.
into some Crawdont, and I was like, I mean, Crawdont
Ooh.
could be good, but like I have a water type in Swampert already as a potential backup for that
Mhm.
mulligan. And I already have Dark type with both Scrafty and Thievel on the team. So I was like, I'll be okay. So I end up going back and finding another Heliolisk. So I added
Oh,
Heliolisk
okay.
as my 7th mulligan, electric and normal type. I named Heliolisk Katara.
Nice.
Just put in the box for now. If a slot opens up, then I'll add it in because electric type will be a good typing to have,
Mhm.
especially with my extreme weakness to water.
Mhm.
It'll be nice. Route 105 didn't find anything there. I did fight trainers on Route 116 going up through there, and this is where I was like, okay, Flapple is just not cutting it because he could barely take any hits. He had some good moves. He had like Dragon Claw and Dragon Pulse. He had Grav Apple, which is cool too, but he could not take anything at all. So
Mhm.
ended up switching him off the team, and I did end up adding Amon, my Swampert, onto the squad. At this
Nice.
point, Swampert was like level mid 30s to early 40s, so I was like, gotta train this guy up.
Yeah.
And I just did mock battles until the gym. That's pretty much what I did.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget when I did this, but at some point, I I also don't remember what mulligans I had sitting in my box at this
Hmm.
point. Or maybe I did this last episode. But I threw yeah, I think I did it last episode. Yeah, yeah, I'm seeing in my notes. Never mind. I was gonna say I put my card bank in arachno. Oh my gosh, I can never.
Araquanid.
Yes. I put them in the daycare because
Oh
for
yeah,
that
that's right. That's
reason,
right. Are they
remember, because
swole
of
now?
I
They
don't know,
come
I
out
haven't
buff
checked.
boys. Oh,
I'll
okay.
definitely check when I fire it back up. Um, but yeah, training some other mon like replacement mons might not be a bad idea like before because we've spoken. I know we got to talk about our last gym battle, but we're both really nervous about the Elite Four.
Yeah, especially how
Um,
my gym 8 went and some of their levels and some of their mon. I'm nervous. I'm
yeah, like
nervous.
I don't even know what level to feel comfortable with.
Just go to 100.
Um,
Just go all the way.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
just to be safe.
So having some backup, around the level, so not a lot of grinding is needed, might not be a bad idea. But
My levels were pretty much on par with the gym, barring my Swampert that I again was like level 30, and I was not going to spend that much time leveling up. I got him close. I got him to like level 56 or so, but
Mhm.
I was like,
Oh wow,
I can't. I was at that point like going 20 levels with Swampert. Grant, I did put the lucky egg on him, so he had the lucky egg, and I
Mm,
was switch training him. But I was like, bro, I
that's a
can't do
long
mock battles
time.
anymore.
Yeah. So Juan's lowest was 60 and his highest was 65.
Yeah,
My
same.
lowest was 61 and my highest was 62. So I was like, I guess on
Oh
par,
yeah.
but a little under leveled with his higher mod. So that makes me a little nervous about the Elite Four.
Exactly. He had the
So I'm
same
like,
thing. Lowest
I
was
don't know.
60, highest was 65. My lowest was 56, and my highest was 65.
Mm, nice. How'd your battle go?
Oh, it was a nail biter. I didn't lose anybody, so luckily that's great. But he just had a devastating team. So he leads up first with an Archeops, which just uses Thrash on anything that I send out, getting crits left and right. He had super luck or he had some ability or something because he was just
Mhm.
like he was handing out crits like free candy. It was just like he was Oprah for crits. Everyone was getting crits. And
Nice.
so if you know Thrash, similar to like moves like Outrage, you use it like 2 times, you get confused.
Mhm.
Didn't hit himself once in confusion. So I was like,
Of
I don't know
course.
what Roxanne is feeding her Archeops, but let me have some because I need to have some of
Well,
that.
don't rage candy bars, aren't those a thing in
Something,
Pokemon?
some kind of performance enhancing drug that Roxanne is giving her mon to make them this strong. I ended up just using June in there because June can take like 1.5, like 1 to 2 thrashes barring any crits. So I would
Mhm.
do that. June has toxic, so I would just toxic and then I heal. So I would just whittle it down as slowly I can and then use sludge bomb when I could. The other one that she had was Halucha. She had two
Oh,
Halucha.
nice.
One Halucha was level 62, and then the other Halucha was her ace at level 65.
Nice.
That one was a little bit of a problem. Continued to have just June in there, the wheezing to kind of take those fighting type moves, but it had Sky Attack and it had it had another move too, but just did so much damage. And I have two dark types, so couldn't send Scrafty in here.
No.
Thievel is incredibly fast, but Thievel would not take a hit if I sent Thievel out there. So still
Yeah.
bouncing between Wheezing and Garchomp and having those kind of out there too. Had a Houndoom, which I didn't have too much issue with because of my Garchomp, and then she had a Lurantis, a
Mm,
grass type, which was an issue, but having June again, Wheezing was my MVP. This is where I fell in love with Wheezing because Wheezing was the
nice.
person that I sent in to take hits. It was the super effective against the Lurantis and could tank the fighting type moves. The biggest problem was she had an Excadrill.
Ooh.
Excadrill, incredibly fast, hits like a truck, and is tanky as hell. It is a rock and steel type. So you think, yo, Garchomp, super effective against it. It's holding an air balloon, so it can't be hit by ground type moves.
Oh no.
She gave her Excadrill an air balloon. This is competitive mindset
Dude,
Roxanne
that
right
is
now.
like scary smart AI right
Bro,
there.
I was flabbergasted. So I had to like, and again, a lot of my Mon could barely take a hit. So I had to send Scrafty out, use Power Up Punch, not for damage, but just solely to break the air balloon. It
Mm,
had like Bulldoze and it had Earthquake. And so I would break the air balloon and then I have to swap out and swap Garchomp in. But even a Bulldoze and an Earthquake from an Excadrill still did sometimes a quarter of my health, or if it was getting high rolls or crits, sometimes it would do half. So I couldn't
holy
even live
crap.
one. So I was like, a lot of healing, a lot of switching back and forth, but I did ultimately defeat Roxanne and her team. And just the Archeops with Thrash and getting crits and not getting confused, and then Excadrill holding an air balloon, the one thing it needs to cover its one
Yeah,
times 4 weakness. I was like, what is happening? If this is
big
any
brain.
indication of how the Elite Four is going to be, I am
Uh,
screwed.
yeah, so Juan was not nearly as difficult as yours. I'm just
Yeah.
concerned level wise. Um,
Hmm.
sorry, I got
What did
something on
Juan
my
have?
monitor. Juan had a Scissor, Stunfisk,
Okay.
Granbull, Minun, Toxapex,
A
and
Minun?
Dunsparce.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. That brings back nightmares because I forget which one of my teammates he one shot with a discharge in the wild. But I saw that and I was like, not today.
Not
Um,
today, Minun. Not
so
today.
yeah, my notes here. Dong got into the red, but otherwise the battle was pretty easy.
Hmm.
Um, the Scissor knew Night Slash which was a big bummer because got a lot of psychic types.
Yeah.
Um, Granbull also got Dong very low because of crunch. But
Ooh, yeah. But do you
okay,
have like gyro ball or something on it? Or some
I
steel
think I
coverage?
have like heavy
Ooh, heavy slam's
slam at
good
the
too.
point.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bring back any PTSD memories from last season. But I did get a Rocky helmet,
I'm out. I'm done. I
and
don't want to play anymore.
Dong is wearing Rocky helmet
Oh, of
coupled
course
with
he is. Of course he's wearing the
dude,
Rocky helmet.
listen to this. He's got hollow body, which essentially is Rocky helmet, and Rocky helmet. And by the way, he's steel, so he's just a
He's a
super tank.
tanky boy. I didn't find any like good battle items this
I
season.
bought it
Last season I
somewhere.
had some. Let's see. I don't have besides I have the black sludge for my wheezing. I have my Marowak holding a shell bell, so it gets a little bit of like, health back, and then my
Mhm.
Garchomp just has the Garchomp bite. It's
Oh
mega
yeah,
stone.
yeah.
So
I think I bought it somewhere, honestly, at like maybe
I'm gonna
the
find it.
department store in Lily Cove where the department store is.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I found a Rocky helmet, and that's like that was super clutch. But one other thing I noticed in this battle because of Toxapex, which is water
Mm,
poison.
yeah.
Um, I had Sandy out there for some reason against Toxapex,
Sandy's your
and
Palisand, I
yes,
imagine. Yeah. Okay.
um, or maybe I learned this in the gym trainer battles. I don't know. But Sandy's ability, water compaction, is
Oh
so
yeah, dude.
busted.
So good.
uh, water attacks do no damage to me and boost my defenses.
That's what it was. Yeah, yeah. It does no
so
damage at all. Yep.
yeah, that's pretty rad. My ground type does not get damaged by water.
It's
But yeah,
so
other than that,
broken.
I beat Juan, and my team was Mothra, the Frost Moth, level 62, Dong, Bronzong was 61, my Scyther Blades was 61, Palisand 62, Keegan was 61, and Wally Senior was 61.
Yeah. I ended this leg with Amon, the Swampert, level 56, Azula, the Thievel, level 61, the Boulder, Marowak, level 61, Aang, the Scrafty, level 63, Iroh, the Garchomp, level 64, and June, the Wheezing, level 65. Yeah.
Solid team.
So I know
Um,
looking pretty good now too, and I have some good like mulligans just in case something happens to Swampert. I have one more slot here, but like my mulligans that I got this leg are pretty solid. So I had Incineroar, as you know in the beginning. I had Litten. I
mhm.
have Tortuga, which I haven't done anything with. I have Togedemaru, so I have some electric type there. I have Flapple. I have Aggron. I have Heliolisk, and I have Swampert. And I have
Nice.
one more option for a mulligan that I haven't seen it yet, but still have Victory Road to go through. So maybe I'll run into
Oh,
something
yeah,
there.
that's
But
true. I forgot about that. I also did not catch my last mulligan and kind of
mhm,
have that slot open. After after Pseudopolis here, I just did some more exploring again, looking for new
mhm.
encounters. I caught just hang out in the Petalburg woods for some reason. Like that's just my
That's your
spot.
scene. That's your scene. Yeah.
I caught a
Oh,
Duoblade.
didn't you have a Honage earlier in this?
I did, and it made me very
Yeah.
sad when it died. I named this one Anduril after Aragorn's sword in Lord of the Rings
Ooh,
because I've been wanting to rewatch the Lord of the Rings trilogy for
I
like
haven't watched the Lord of the
years.
Rings movies in so long.
Same. I haven't watched them. I don't know, probably a decade at least. And like a week or two ago, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. And so I put on Fellowship, the extended version on Max. It took me like 4 nights to watch it because I'm old and like I just like get an hour in, it's like 11:30 and I'm like passing out on the couch. Like,
And you're
okay,
like, nope, I
we'll
can't.
pick this up tomorrow. But yeah, holy crap, dude. Let me tell you, we're not talking about movies or Lord of the Rings, but holy crap, they hold up.
They
And
hold up. They
the
hold up. Okay.
extended version, never seen it, but like what it adds is like
Those movies were already so long though.
I know it's like 4 hours with the extended version,
Oh
but
my god.
um it adds, like, meaty stuff. It's not just, like, fluff
Oh,
that they threw in, like, this it added a lot, and it was really good, and I'm like, "Holy crap, this movie is amazing." Like, I cannot wait to watch the other 2, because, when I first watched these a long, long time ago, like, I was a lot younger and didn't watch things through the same lens and appreciate,
mhm.
great storytelling or like my favorite thing is the practical use of practical effects. Like I love
Oh
practical
yeah.
effects. And just yeah, oh, it was so good. So I had to name Doublade Anduril after his sword, and then I caught a Glalie that I named Gur because it looked angry.
Bro, you and Glalie, Snowrun, and Frostless.
I
I don't
know,
think there will be a series that you don't at least have one of
I
those in a
know,
playthrough.
I know. That's why I put Elsa on the team because I didn't even get to use it last. It
Oh
just
yeah, didn't it like
was
die right at the end, like right before we
yeah.
were coming into battle?
Yep. Route 116, I caught a Clink Clank that I named Peter G after Family Guy, grinds my gears.
You know
Um,
what grinds my gears?
yeah. And then on Route 110, I found a Bisharp as a possible
Oh gosh,
mulligan.
Bisharp is also good. I have nothing for these Pokemon that you're catching.
But like, Dark doesn't really. I don't need Dark. I know enough Dark moves. Like,
And I have fighting too, which that would
you
be
know,
because Steel's weak against fighting as well.
yeah, double weak to fighting there.
Yeah.
So I left my last mulligan open before I might go up through Victory Road. That's an Evergrande, right?
Yeah, that's an Evergrande City.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. I might just because we get the Wally rival fight immediately when you enter Victory Road. Like
Mm,
you walk up the stairs, you go across the bridge, you fight Wally. So I think I might just like start leveling up some of the squad. So if I lose anybody, I can just flop it on there.
yeah.
Might evolve Tortuga, have a Carcosta, maybe have that as an option, Water and Rock. The one I really want to do, and I don't know who I would take off for it, because I have a Tyrant, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
used in we talked about that gym draft. I had a Tyrantrum on my team, and Tyrantrum is so good. I would be doubling up with Dragon, so I'd have a Rock Dragon, but again, I don't even know who I would take off the squad for that. The
Yeah.
thing I was thinking is Marowak, but Marowak has been such a pivotal part of my team. I'd have to take off another Monweek to water. So it would have to be Marowak or Garchomp, or I guess I could take out Swampert. But Swampert's my water. I need Swampert on the team. I guess I can bring in Heliolisk so I can have something to fight against water, but my Heliolisk is very weak against ground.
Hmm. I am loving the restrictions we put on this because it's like
Oh, dude,
making us
same.
really have to think about crafting our teams.
Oh, interesting. You know what? I may add Heliolisk on here because Heliolisk has the ability Sand Veil that ups its evasion and sandstorm, and I have a Garchomp
Mm.
that has the ability that kicks up the sand.
Nah,
Maybe
hey,
I'll make a sand team.
that's some thinking right there. Look at
Some
you.
big brain plays.
Yeah,
Wizard.
so I was going to, you talked about the abandoned ship and the cave in
Yeah.
Dewford, and I haven't been down that way since like I went there in episode 1 or 2, whatever episode it was. So
Hmm.
I might go down there, check for some other encounters. Really sad I have not been able to find Skarmory. Like,
I'm
where is
not.
Skarmory at?
I'm not. I'm
Diamond
not
Pepper!
sad.
But yeah, I might go, check out, just see what other mulligan options I find pre-Victory Road, and then
Mm.
see what's on Victory Road, and then make my decision for my last one there. Um, what level are you thinking about getting to before taking on Wally? Like, I'm
I'll
so
probably
nervous about this.
I'll probably get like my whole team into like the mid 60s because I have like low 60s right now. So I might
Mhm.
have get to mid 60s, which would push some of my mid 60s into early 70s. So I might float around there. I'm
Okay.
going to, you know what? Maybe I fight Wally first to get a level idea, and then I level up because I want to evolve my Tyrantrum. So he's only level 10, which is
Oh.
unfortunate, but he evolves level 39. So I want to get that leveled up. I don't think I'll level up Tortuga because I don't think there's a chance I'm going to use Caracosta as my mulligan.
Mm.
If I'm going to use a water type, I'm going to use Swampert. Swampert's a much better Pokemon than Caracosta is. I also have Dragalge as an option, but I already have Poison. I have Poison with Wheezing, and Wheezing is really good. But yeah, I'll probably float around the mid 60s to early 70s and then battle Wally and see what that looks like. That's taking a
Nice.
kind of a risk because I can go in there. He could be like, here's my level 75. And I'm like, cool. Glad I went in
Rip.
there. Rip. Yeah.
Oh, darn, my game froze. Oh,
My
crap.
game crashed. I didn't. Yeah, it's so weird that happened.
Can you
So we
believe it?
might have a repeat of season one. Well, I guess season one I got pretty far into the Elite Four before I died, but I might not beat this Nuzlocke either. Seeing how
Yeah,
it's been
I'm
going.
nervous. Like, I really wanna beat it. I wanna beat the
Yeah,
lock.
same. And I'm
Um,
not sure because, like I said, the Roxanne's team was a mission. Like it was tough to take down, and I have like no cash because I spent it all on potions, and I've used all of my potions.
oh, geez. Um, after the 8th gym, though, we were able to unlock the learn a TM move. Did you
Yes.
mess around with that at all?
No, because you have to pay for it,
Oh, that is true. You do have to pay
and
for
I
it.
have no money because I bought potions.
Rip.
Did you play around with it
Um,
at all?
I did. I taught
So
I
what
think
was I correct in that it can teach you can learn any move that the Pokemon can learn?
mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, but
that's
it
what I
does
thought.
cost money. I wanna say it was like 6 grand. I taught Palisand, Earthquake, and I taught,
Yeah, it's 6 grand.
what else did I teach? Scyther, I replaced Vacuum Wave with Brick Break, and I think that was it.
I need
But,
to just slap an amulet coin on someone and just go do
there you
battles.
go, there you go. Um, what, you wanna talk about, like, our I wanna go through my team final team here heading into the Elite Four because I'm proud. I'm actually hyped about this team.
Yeah,
So
I'm happy about my team too, but go ahead. Start off with yours
yeah,
here.
Gardevoir, Wally Senior. It knows Synchronize, which is awesome. It's holding a scope lens, and it knows Psybeam, Magical Leaf, Moonblast, and Thunderbolt.
Hold on, let me write this down for a battle. Hold on.
That's
Just
true. I
kidding.
was like, maybe I shouldn't reveal my moveset, but who
Bro,
knows?
by the time we
Half these
battle
guys
again,
might die.
I
Yeah.
will have forgot. It will be out of my brain.
No, so I taught Gardevoir Thunderbolt. So I
Oh, that's
spent probably
nice.
like
That's nice coverage.
18 grand or so on moves here. Bronzong, it knows Hollow Body like we talked about, and it's holding a Rocky helmet, so effectively double Rocky helmets. And
Hmm.
it knows Future Sight, Extra Sensory, Heavy Slam, and Hypnosis. Scyther, or Blades the Scyther, it knows Technician, which boosts weaker moves.
Hmm.
It's holding a King's Rock, which uh, ups the chance of flinching. It knows X Scissor, Air Slash, Night Slash, and Brick Break. Frost Moth, Mothra, it has Shield Dust, which prevents additional effects. So, like bite causing flinching or
Yeah.
spark
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
paralyzing, stuff
nice.
like that. It's holding Never Melt Ice. It knows Blizzard, Infestation, Aurora Beam, and Bug Buzz. Klefki, my boy Keegan here knows Prankster. It's also holding a King's Rock. It knows Flash Cannon, Foul Play, Draining Kiss, and
My
Spikes.
gosh, all the
And
flinches.
yeah, Sandy, the Palisand, it has Water Compaction, which we talked about. It's holding
Hmm.
an Assault Vest, which boosts defenses, I believe, but you can't use like moves that cause status things.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up. I think that's what it is. But that's fine. It knows Earthquake, Shore Up, Giga Drain, and Shadow Ball. So I'm actually really hyped about this team.
Yeah, that is terrifying. And yeah, I have like no battle items this season. I had a whole team of itemed mod last time, but I'm still happy with my squad going in, barring we don't lose anybody. Starting with the one that's the weakest that I need to level up a little bit. Amon the Swampert just has the torrent ability, so he just powers up his water type moves when he gets low, and he is running Earthquake, Surf, Rock Slide, and Takedown. Would love to have some more variety with some moves, maybe something that I can set up, or maybe something that's like support kind of moves on there. So I really wish we could like look at the TM moves before spending the money, just so I can see if
I
there's
don't
anything
think I think
viable.
you can go in there and then back
Oh,
out.
can you? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll probably do
Yeah.
that just to see what Amon can learn. So yeah, Swampert's great. Water ground, he's really good stats. A little slow, but he's still can tank some hits, not hints. uh,
Swampert over there taking hints.
taking hints. A mon that I don't think I've ever used before, but fell in love in this playthrough. Aang the Scrafty here. He has the ability Moxie, so every time he KOs a mon, he gets plus attack. Plus, he has Protect, Crunch, Power Up Punch, and Low Kick. So, if I knock someone out with Power Up Punch, I get the boost from Power Up Punch, and then I get the boost from Moxie. So he's already at +2 with
Okay.
only one mon killed. So, and Low Kick, it does more damage the heavier the Pokemon is too. So that has actually become really useful for Pokemon that are already super effective and weak against fighting. If they're heavy, you use Low Kick, you can take them out really easily too.
No.
But yeah, fell in love with Scrafty this playthrough. Then we
Nice.
have the Boulder, another Pokemon that I have fallen in love with. Marowak. He has the ability to Rock Head, so he can't get hit with any recoil moves. I don't have any to utilize that yet. Maybe I'll get some in the TM learning just to utilize that. He is holding a Shell Bell just so he gets a little more extra health each turn. He has Swords Dance, Stopping Tantrum, Aerial Ace, and Headbutt. Swords Dance here again to help with that attack. I think he's up in attack nature as well. So
Oh, nice.
just all of the attack. Then we have Iroh the Garchomp, obviously holding the Garchomp bite, get Mega Garchomp. I've utilized Mega Garchomp since then, and it is a ton of fun. It is cool seeing
Nice.
the Mega animation in 2D. It's really cool. But he has Sand Veil, so ups his evasion and Sandstorm as well. He has the move Sandstorm, Dig, Crunch, and Dragon Claw. Definitely, he's probably one of my primary ones of getting other moves on because I would love to teach him Earthquake because I would just hit super hard.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine with Dragon Claw because mine's a little bit more offensive than a special attack. I know you can run Garchomp kind of mixed. I can teach him Dragon
Mhm.
Breath. I can teach him Dragon Rage and everything like that. And just Crunch for a little bit of variety, especially because I know you got a lot of Psychic types over there, Mike. So
It's
Super
true.
Crunch coming in
Yeah.
here.
Like uh, I, I hear your team and I'm like, yeah, I got something for that. Yeah, I got something for that. But also, like half your team, I'm like, That's gonna hurt a lot of my Pokemon.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
this final battle is gonna be pretty intense because,
It's
well, obviously, like, we have each other's weaknesses and, like,
yeah,
super
exactly.
effective, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be wild. I'm like,
And you
I
know
have no
what?
idea what to expect.
For all you out there slamming your heads on your keyboard, being like, guys, don't tell each other your abilities and stuff, like, it's fine. You know, now in competitive Pokemon, they have open team sheets. So you can
Mm,
literally see everyone's abilities and moves and held items going into a battle. So it is more strategic. It's like you know all the information, but you still have to play the correct steps to win. So
yeah,
it's fine. It's okay.
and, we still have to make it through Victory Road, the Elite Four, and the Champion, so
So there
these
might be
Pokemon
some
might not even be
secrets.
on the team.
Yeah, there might be some secret additions in our battle next week too, for
Yeah.
sure. Continuing, the one I'm really excited for that I just fell in love with, June the Wheezing holding
Mm,
the Black Sludge, and more excited for his ability neutralizing gas, which nullifies the Pokemon's ability.
mm,
So if I send it out with your Pokemon and it has Shield Dust or has anything out there, those abilities won't matter once Weezing
dang,
is on the
that's
field.
pretty
So
cool.
super exciting for that. I was hoping he'd have Levitate to kind of help with some of my ground weaknesses that I had, but I was fine with nullifying gas.
Nice.
And he has Assurance, Sludge Bomb, Toxic, and Gyro Ball. Another one where I would like to, maybe switch it up a little bit. Assurance is fine for type diversity, but I have so much dark coverage already
Mhm.
with two of my Pokemon being dark and some of my Pokemon knowing dark moves. So I'd love to switch that out for something else. Sludge Bomb hits hard. I could have taught him, oh god, what's the really strong one? It's like trash dump or garbage splash or I forgot what the move was called. I don't know what the move was called. But it's like
Trash
120
dump.
trash dump. I'm blanking on what the move's called. But it's like 120 base power poison moves, but it only has like 75 accuracy. And 75 accuracy might as well be like 10% accuracy because my ass is missing all of those moves every single time. So I kept Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is fine. It hits hard, 90 power and 100% accuracy. So like no problem. And I have Toxic. So you got to watch out for me poisoning all your Pokemon as well.
That is
Um,
true.
and rounding out the team, we have again another Pokemon that kind of has, I've been sleeping on and fallen in love in this playthrough. It is Azula the Thievul. Thievul is holding what is Thievul's holding? Thievul is holding nothing for now, but it has the ability Unburden. So if it's holding anything, it ups its speed. And
Oh,
Thievul is
nice.
already incredibly. My Thievul has 162 speed, so it is already incredibly fast as well and hits like a truck. It has foul play, night slash, sucker punch, and actually play rough. So it actually has some fairy coverage.
Oh,
If there's
nice.
any other dark types or anything like that out there too. So I have some fairy moves, and sucker punch always goes first if the opponent is using a like damaging move. So if I need to get a quick hit in, I can always sucker punch to try to do that. But yeah, Thievul has just, been so good and so beneficial to the team too. But yeah, that is the squad. And I've been watching a lot of Pokemon playthroughs as well. And yes, there's super effectiveness and type variety that we have, but I found how important actually like now we're getting into like the meta game of it, like IVs and EVs are. Like having higher EVs in a certain stat will be like make or break whether you live or don't live an attack, depending on how
Mhm.
much you have in there. Which they all, I mean, I don't actually know how any of this stuff works. But this game does provide you a list of your IVs and EVs. Well, because there is certain Pokemon that will give you certain EVs, right? And battling
Mhm.
them increases those EVs. Do I know what those Pokemon are? Not a clue. But again, Pokemon R.O.W.E gives you a list of your IVs and EVs so you can kind of see what that stat distribution is, which is really good because you can see kind of like how that affects your stats too. But that's my team going into this final leg here, the Victory Road, Elite Four, and the Champion. My plan is to also level up some Mon because I know the Victory Road might be rough, and I'm just going to preemptively just like plan for that. So if anybody loses, if
Yeah.
anybody dies in the squad, I have a replacement. I don't have to grind out later. So I'll just grind now so I
Yeah.
don't have to grind later.
Oh, I forgot we're gonna have, I assume, trainers on Victory Road too, so, like,
Yep. So there's going to be
so
a Wally rival battle, and then we have to go through the entirety of Victory Road fighting and surviving with the trainings, which, if you know from last season, I lost my Venusaur to just a wild Pokemon like 4 inches away from the Victory Road exit. Like
yeah,
that was
that's rough.
devastating.
That is rough.
But hopefully highly entertaining for you guys. That's what it's all about.
That's right, it's all for you.
It's all for you.
Um, yeah, I'm excited, we have I've had a blast this season.
Yeah, me too,
I know it's
man.
not the last episode, but a moment for reflection because
Yeah, yeah, of course.
we're
We're rounding
about
out here. We finished the gym, so this is a milestone, I would say.
yeah. This is like I don't know what episode of Game of Thrones it is, but it's like the night before the the battle for again. I've only watched Game of Thrones once, so I know
Haven't seen
everyone's
it.
probably yelling. Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay, so there it's the night before like a huge battle where essentially like if they don't win, everyone's gonna die. So it's
This
like
that's
the
you know what? That's
yeah.
accurate because that's how it
Yeah,
feels.
it's like the Last Supper. They're all sitting around drinking, like telling stories, having a merry time because in the morning they very
I
well could be dead.
feel, I feel like
And
I should
so
like
like that's what I feel like this moment is. It's
yeah,
like our just like Last Supper.
yeah, I feel like I need this like my mom are sitting around me. I gotta stand up and be like, okay, guys, we've had a good time, but tomorrow's the real battle. Some of us may
Exactly.
survive, some of us might not survive, but you'll always be in our memories. You guys all worked hard.
That's right.
I wouldn't be here without you. We
Exactly.
ride together.
Exactly. Um yeah, I have really, really enjoyed this like run type this challenge. I don't know why I
Yeah,
couldn't think of it.
the
But
draft lock, as we now have branded it.
yes, and this is going to I think we definitely need to do this again at some point,
Oh,
and I would love
absolutely.
to do it with like a third, like a guest for the
Yes.
season if we can find someone to commit to a whole season doing this.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
then
luckily, we record these so far in
yeah,
advance
yeah,
that it's like we could take the time to like, "Oh, you
yeah,
need a break for 2 weeks? Cool. Just take 2 weeks off and record it after that."
dude. Okay, let's get Infamous, our boy, our best friend, our
Dude,
pal, Infamous, to do draft lock with us. Come on, let's go.
that would be wild.
Um,
Infamous, if you're down,
So,
dude.
hey, Twitter space and
Although that
YouTube
man is
comments,
incredibly busy.
don't make excuses. Um, but yeah, I would love to do this again, because the two of us, sure, we could do it again, but there's a high chance we pick similar types or just flop types, which wouldn't be
Right.
as interesting. But
But I
um,
agree. I think that like bringing someone fresh into it, because like you said, we've done this now. So it's like, what types are we grabbing first? If we
yeah,
bring a third person in, we just let them automatically go first because we've
mhm,
already done it. That would
yeah,
make things really interesting.
yeah, and like the Nuzlocks and different challenges, like, of course, it promotes using different Pokemon that you've never used before. This is similar, just,
Yes.
a little more stringent on what you can use, but what I really love, and it was your idea, the mulligan idea, like,
Yeah.
it just puts so much strategy
Hmm.
in between gyms where you're like, "Oh, I don't know," like what I'm doing, I think you're doing a similar thing where I'll just the first couple mulligans I just caught, but then I
Yep.
was like, "Wait, I need to see what all my options are," and then I, like,
Well, especially
write
because
them all
after every
down.
gym, like the mon change too. So
Yeah.
it's like you got like almost after every gym, you got to do like another like marathon through the region again. You got to run through the region just to
Yes.
see if there's another mulligan you can catch.
Yeah, but it's like and then only being able to use one of those on the team, and
Yeah.
like, you were doing this during the episode where you're like, "Oh, I don't know. Should I replace
Yep.
Swampert or should I what do I do?" And it's like, it just adds because it's not like a straight up Nuzlocke and we can have all the extra catches even though you didn't really get extra
Yeah.
catches. It really makes you like think about strategically building your team with the limited amount of types you have and like
Yeah.
trying to get your coverage and then factoring in the mulligan in between there. It's just like
Yeah.
a lot of thinking about your team composition.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm usually like when I'm playing through these older Pokemon games, I'm like my brain is turned off and I'm just flying through it. But this feels more like RPG than most like because
Yeah.
you have your types, you're strategizing with like who you should bring on, who you shouldn't, who can I bring on, who can't I, and it feels like
Mhm.
there's more like RPG elements to it for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, so hopefully we make the draft lock a thing, if not for us to
Draft
continue,
locked
but let's make this like a
the world.
phenomenon. It's
Yeah,
just
everyone's gonna
spread
be
it
like,
all across the country.
"Whoa, draft lock," and then it'll be like a Nuzlocke where they like don't know who actually made it. There'll be all a bunch of lore and rumblings to
Yeah,
who started it, but everyone will be
that's
doing
right.
it.
That's right. We'll make a known here. It was the PokéBoys. But yeah, so looking forward to next week, which for us will
Yeah,
actually be next week.
Yeah.
Because
Finale in the game and
yeah,
our battle.
that's
So
right. And
that'll be
have we
interesting.
announced what season 3 is going to be, or are we saving that
I
for
think we've
the final, the
I'm pretty
finale?
sure we've talked about it. It's one of those things where like we always like it's a secret and then we just talk about it all the time
Yeah, yeah.
anyways. So it's like not a
I'm
problem.
really looking forward to that. So if we haven't announced it already, we'll announce it next week. But I'm excited for that. Especially, I'll chat you after this. But something that you said this episode makes me more excited for you to play the game.
Ooh. I think
Um,
we've announced kind of what type of game we'll be covering. We haven't
yeah,
talked about what game we'll be covering
that's
though.
true. That's true. So tune in
Yes.
next week. Um, and yeah, I believe. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
That's
Um,
it. I'm
so
excited. I'm literally gonna jump on. I've been waiting to play Pokemon Row, and I'm ready to wrap up this game. I'm gonna
yeah,
jump off
you're like,
after
Mike,
this call.
shut up, so I could
Get
play the
on with
dang
it.
game. All right, but yeah, thank you guys for listening. Go check out
Thank
Play Along
you.
Podcast at playalongpod.com. Um,
Yeah.
I I did this Thursday, so that would have been the 24th of August. Um, I s- I announced what your next season is. I'm sorry. But I
How
just could
dare
not
you?
contain my excitement because Clancy Brown came up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Clancy Brown is Detroit Become Human, and Play Along Podcast is playing it finally. I'm so excited."
Yeah, our
Um,
episode that we did again. People listening to this, it's like December at this point. Who knows when the season's coming out?
right.
But our episode where we announced it's already been out. So that's you're good. You're
Yeah,
good.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
So make
and
sure you
like
keep your
we
eyes out
we
for that.
we recorded the first episode, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised because there's already like deep heated moral discussions that's happening in
Yes,
episode one.
yes,
So
I knew it. That is such a great game, and
yeah,
I feel like everyone who's played it loves it, but I don't feel like enough people have played it.
yeah.
I think it's flying under the radar still.
It's been on my list for a long time, so I'm glad. It's funny that Ben, like I told you in this season, I was like, "Oh, I'll just do it for my next main series," and then Ben just went and did it. So I was
Stole
like,
it
"Hey,
from you.
he
But
stole
yeah,
it
go
from me."
check them out. Subscribe here at Showboys on YouTube and follow us on the audio platforms, whatever. Leave a comment. I want to know like how your team wrapped up after
Yeah,
the eighth gym. Let us know. Join our discords. We both have a PokéBoys channel in our discords.
yes, sir.
Links will be in the episode description. But yeah, we love to hear from you guys. We had a lot of fun interacting with you in season 1, and I'm sure our future selves are having a ton of fun
Yeah, we're
interacting
having a
with you
blast right now interacting with you with
with
season
season
two.
2. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. Look forward to hearing from
Yeah.
you next week. But yeah, have a good one. We'll see you later.
Peace out, guys.